Does that look right? I can't tell if that looks right. That looks pretty right. Hello, and welcome. I'm Nick, and welcome to DooM WAD Travelogue, the show where we say just because it's not a great idea to be going out right now doesn't mean we can't still explore new and interesting spaces. We're just going to do it through the form of community-made Doom WADs and level packs. Now, this is exciting. This is confusing. Here's the deal. Previously on, we last week we were playing FreeDoom. Hi, Rue. Uh, it's conciting. That's where you hold conventions. Last week we were. I need to just get rid of this one. Let's get out of here. Goodbye. No, I won't click on it again. Last week we were playing FreeDoom. We were returning to FreeDoom, and FreeDoom, as everyone here already knows, is the sort of open source project to create a full Doom 1 and Doom 2 equivalent experience for use with the open source ZDoom engine, so that way you can have an equivalent full Doom experience completely for free, completely under open source licensing, yada, yada, yada. I, somewhat unbeknownst to me, was playing with a very out-of-date version, a very out-of-date release of that WAD, which, what I figured, it was like about 5 years old, and this really made itself obvious when we hit episode 2, level 7, and it was just an empty room with a sign on the wall that said, "This level doesn't exist yet. Go to the website and volunteer to build a level." 2015, that would be 7 years. Thank you. So that was exciting. What I've done today is I have gotten the most recent releases of FreeDoom, which came out 2019, so that's only 3 years ago. Less if you want to start counting months, but spare change. Bother me not with this matter. Bother me not with this gray matter. I don't care about your brains. No, that's also just not true. Point is, we have a new version of FreeDoom to look at, and the thing that I found out is not only did they add more to it, but they did do some revisions of the content that was already in there. And I'm too Italian to have a mic this close to my face. I need to talk with my hands. There are some model and sprite work replacements. There are some map revisions. And also, yes, it looks like it is now every map exists to some extent. Not stable version. You know what? What's up? First of all, what's up, Doc? Second of all, that ain't for me. If I am only joining a Discord in order to download a file, that already tells me that that's probably not even a file that I want, because if I'm not tuned in with that community to already be on the Discord, I'll just keep my nose clean and not add something that gives me guilt that I don't interact with it. Sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. So, because of these revisions, I thought what we would do is we're going to pretty much jump back to where we were, which I believe was Chapter 2, Episode 7. Episode 2, Level 7, Map 7, whatever. We'll jump to that and we'll pick up where we left off, the last couple of levels of 2, and then see about just pushing through and finishing 3, and then we'll deal with FreeDoom 2 another time. But because this is a revision, we should do a little bit of due diligence, and I want to jump back and at least play the first levels of episode 1 and 2, just so that way we have a a control group, a baseline for comparison, because those are levels we have seen. So seeing them again, this will give us a chance to get a grip on what has changed. Okay. Am I on fire? Do I look like I'm on fire? I feel like I'm on fire. That's weird. So let's go. All right. So chapter 1. I'm on fire. Thank you. I love to be flaming. For those of you who this is your first episode, or you've always come in late on episodes, this is a show where we say we are here for the exploration, not for the challenge. So we always play on the easiest. And if we still run into something that is a major roadblock, instead of bashing our head against it, we'll use cheat codes or whatever we need to get past it to see more of the level. All right. This is their new E1M1. First of all, our pistol is different. I think that face is the same. I actually kind of like their updated HUD down there. I have no idea how I feel about this level layout. Actually, yeah, this music is jamming. I touched it. Can we go back up, please? Okay. That's a door? That's a door. Man, that's... I'm trying to remember the old version, and I think... Because, I mean, so you know, we were talking about this before, but you want to have... The first level of the game is the last level you should work on, because that way it is a level you build with the most experience under your belt and sort of at your peak. Hey, I'm talking. Do they have a thing where it's like TED Talk with paintballs? Where you're just trying to give a talk or hold a discussion while also having to do dexterity challenges? It's my new show. I'm calling it Triple Dare. Yeah, big worm. But like, so you want to sort of... All right, the original E1M1 followed that rule of first seen, last built. But also it was this idea of, it was a showpiece, a technology showpiece moment, right? Because this was coming off of Wolf 3D, where it was like all interiors, all square walls, and you want the first thing to say to be like, hey, these are big rooms, we have columns, we are not limited to, you know, like 90-degree grid points. We have depth. That's why you have that pit at the beginning. Like, if you look at the first frame of E1M1, that is a technology showpiece moment. But even not saying that, it even works as a what do you call it? The first little bit of movement there worked as a like a... For a second, it sounded like two different songs were playing, but they just happened to be in tempo with each other. Anyway, it's also not like a foreshadowing, but it's like a well-designed level in terms of there are eye lines for things you're going to do in the future. There's like obvious dead ends that you know are side areas. There's, you know, little things being introduced everywhere, but it is big about, you know, there's a lot of things on screen and they are safe places to explore. This, and where did we start standing? Somewhere about here? I'm not sure what this is. Like, this kind of, like, okay, as a room, I feel like this is fine. Like, if we saw this in the middle of a map in, like, E1M4 or 5 or something like it, I feel like this would be fine. But, like, we have this weird, we're at the top of this spot with a lift. We're behind it, so we have this pit with enemies in it. And it's not like being in the pit makes this a safer way to deal with these enemies. If they weren't hit scan enemies, maybe. But it's not like this is target practice for using your weapons. And there are no sight lines in this room. I do not know what the water on the ceiling is trying to tell us. it's... I feel like this room is so much weaker than the old version that we played in the last version that we played. Also, like, hey, this is a door over here. When I loaded this up to test it just to make sure it runs, from here, I barely saw that door. I never saw that door until I completely cleared out everything I could behind that door, which I even have a little trouble reading those as doors. Doors usually have, like, some sort of handle or control panel on them to imply interactivity. You have a thing on it that you would interact with. Never mind that you're just interacting with the door as a whole, technically, whatever. Smoke and mirrors. All video games are smoke and mirrors, and a lot of duct tape and rubber bands. But like this one reminds me of like a locked, storage shed. You know, like you go down to the self-storage and it's like, okay, maybe there's like a padlock on it or like a button next to it and the button opened the door. But like reading this at first, yeah, like I'm just like, this isn't a door. This is maybe a gate, but a gate and a door are different in extremely semantic ways I won't get into right now. And also maybe like reading it, like what kind of a room is this? Why is this room so, what do you call it? Thank you for reminding me about that. I have too much to do at the beginning of every stream, and I do not remember to do it all. But I do try to turn those off for this stream because this is for the archive and not for the live, folks. Sorry, that's just the truth about how I think about it. But like, what is... This room also doesn't imply purpose. Like, you can have a room that doesn't imply like sort of narrative purpose if it implies like mechanical purpose, like I was saying, with sight lines, with showing off tech, whatever. This room doesn't do that. It also doesn't like, okay, if you make a room this long, which are only 2 entryways over here, but it's this long, that's going to be because there's something down here that you need to get to. So down here would be maybe like, I don't know, big windows and, sort of like a view out, maybe like a bridge looking kind of thing. There's no implied way that we got in here. For some reason, we just woke up here at the end of this dead end hallway. Like, there feels like there should be a door right here. Oh, don't. This is open source. I could edit this map and then like offer it as a revision or an update. I could do that, but that involves like, the problem with that is that involves like being a stranger and entering into a community that says, hey, I think I know better than you, and that doesn't end well. I can't actually do that without hurting myself emotionally. So, heartbreak. I didn't expect heartbreak this early in the morning. It's after 2 in the afternoon. But like this room is a thud. It's just like, what? See, now we go in here and we're just like, oh, okay, we have crates. It's like, all right, this is maybe some sort of cargo room. Sure. And like, I like the big grating over here. Again, this is like also just like a wall, but it's like, I don't know. It looks fine. Here we go. Crates. Oh, hello. Okay, this is our new shotgun, isn't it? All right, so new shotgun sprite. I don't quite like this pistol, and I'm not sure why. I like I like that it's darker, but I kind of miss the shape of the silver one. It did look more like a Beretta. Also, this doesn't feel like a shotgun to me, but you know what? Maybe it's just because I'm so used to the old ones. All right, that's good. The lift works like a lift. That works as you would expect. Ooh. Oh no, that's an enemy. I thought that was like a weapon. Ooh, that's a new... The imp sprite is new. The sergeant sprite isn't, but that's fine. Okay, that's clearly a switch. What? Okay, these are like clearly explosive barrels. Clearly? Clearly. Okay. Shotgun shells, yeah. The weird little, like, canisters we're picking up. I'm not... Okay, that's a... Well, it's saturated blue enough that it's definitely a blue key. Right? Whoa. Hey! What's going on up here? The sounds on these weapons, the new sounds are good. But here, okay, alright, I guess it's got an A on it for armor. H means health. Sure. You know they're not allowed to use the red cross on like video game sprites anymore because that's a I don't remember if it was like a copyright thing, but the organization, the Red Cross, was just like, no, that doesn't mean health, that means us. So, it's funny how that is shaken out. I heard it. Where did it come from? Hello. Yeah, you know what? If the Red Cross wasn't like a charity org in the first... Charity? I don't know what kind of org they are. But like, they are an org for health. I haven't heard anything particularly bad about them, so I think I'll give them that... I think I'll give them that leeway to not get mad at them over that. That's just a thing. I imagine that's like the floor lamp equivalent, but like... Humanitarian. Hey, Maverick, what's up? Yeah, humanitarian org. Okay, so this is the door in this pit. So this is just a way to bypass a critical path. Like, it's not a shortcut or anything. It's not needed. It's... Is it really? Cool. I've been fighting like sinus. It has not been an infection, but just sinus pain for like the last month. Ow. How are we doing? Oh, I have... Right, I got the big power-up. We have all this stuff. I don't know, when it comes to armor, like... Okay, so... Excuse me. I'm lecturing. Like, original Doom, all of the armor shards were full helmets, which... You don't need that many helmets. I've owned a bike before. You don't need that many helmets. But this weird little, like... I mean, maybe the A on it, but I feel like... Now that I see the A on it, it's clear. I have a thing with reading. I don't process letters or words as quickly as, like, anything else. But, like... If your answer to it, like, we have made a thing, but people don't know what it is, so we have to write what it is on it, that's some, like, 6th grade video project kind of solutions. It's just like, there are ways to, what is it? Generally, form should imply function, so a helmet, it doesn't make sense that you would need that many helmets, but you get that a helmet is armor. You don't need to write anything on it. It's clear what it is. Oh, you're saying it's a chug jug? You're saying it's some slurp juice? You're saying this is green Fortnite? Player 2 colored Fortnite? Oh, Player 2 Fortnite. FreeDoom is the, like, Player 3 of Doom. Rise of the Triad is Player 5. Okay, anyway. Hey, you should come play Fortnite with me sometime. You can just go fishing. You can just go fishing and not have gunfights. It's wild. See, these feel like they are all implied doors. But also... Wait. So that blue door is just a hallway that wraps around to this blue door. See, this is what I mean. It's like, it's extra hallways and corridors, and it's like, it's divergence. It's noise without purpose. It is not but wind and noise signifying nothing is what this map layout feels like to me. See, like, and we have this nice big outside area, and like again, I don't even remember how to get back because it's so pointless. Like, see, like right here, this where we go from like, all right, here's your square room, there's your like surprisingly organic looking decorative outside area. This is the centerpiece of this map, and the fact that like midway through the map you traverse it is good. It's also like partially optional. You could grab the key and immediately run in here. But like, this is the set piece of this map. You should be able to see this in the distance and not immediately be able to access it from frame 1, and then sort of, you know, and then when you are here and you are in it and you are looking, you should be able to like have the blue, like the idea of like, okay, I see a blue door, and the blue key is on there, but you would not be able to see that from here. But like make it really visible. It's just like, okay, here's the roadblock. The now accessible set piece has the solution to that roadblock, and then you do it, and then you come back here, and then this progresses to the last chapter, as opposed to whatever this is, where it's just like, okay, or you could explore this way and find out, guess what? It's the same dead end. I don't like, technically speaking, this is fine, but like, I don't feel any like design, any. You can take a lot of actions and steps and put together a lot of pieces that all work together. There's no gestalt to this map. That's what I've been saying this about the Matrix a lot lately, but like, some of the best maps are the ones where you can feel the way that all of the separate pieces not only click together, but build something bigger, you know? It's like, if I have a handful of Lego pieces, which, let's be real, I always do have a handful of Lego pieces within reach. Or actually, this is kind of what I have here. This is a bunch of Lego pieces. How close can I hold it? This is a bunch of extra Lego pieces that I had sitting there. It's some stop signs. It's like a drink shelf. It's whatever. But it's also just like a mess. You can be like, oh, I guess there is so much street scene stuff in here that I guess this is supposed to be a street scene. Okay, fine. But also, like, it doesn't make sense as a whole. It is just pieces that were stuck together. This is like, oh, this is like a park. This is like a turnoff next to. This is a scene, and it is like less pieces. It is less complex pieces, but the scene makes more sense. This is E1M1. It fell apart. This is this level, and it falls apart. And you know what? Sometimes the metaphors fall in your lap because they fell off of the whole dang thing. Hey, are we still out there? Are we still live? Oh, hey, my OBS hasn't crashed. It says it's recording. It says we're live, but I cannot click on it anywhere. Seems fine. All right, seems fine. You know what? I think this is. Oh, let me. Yes, this is the same issue I've been having for a while. My OBS hasn't crashed. For some reason, having OBS and DooM up is creating some sort of overlay that is capturing my mouse and keeping me from clicking on anything but DooM. But my keyboard still works fine. I haven't figured it out yet. Don't know what the deal is. Okay, and then this is okay. So then this is the same map 2 that I remember from last time. This one definitely cribbing from E1M1, which is totally fine. And see, not like a big set piece out here, but there's something. No, that is like just decorative. All right. So there's the new E1 M1. Let's jump to the new E2 M1. Okay. So again, in terms of DooM equivalency, this is the beginning of... This is after the military labs. This is after the Phobos Anomaly boss fight. This is where you go to the other... Yeah. Wait, what is that then? Okay, I'm at 100 health. Okay, so that's like the regular stim pack. Oh, hello. Okay, sure. So this is the level where it's like, okay, well, it's still going to be military stuff, but it's starting to literally crumble due to demonic overriding. I guess it's just so small. It is like the same size as the armor, the health. But the thing, here are the help power-ups, and like this, because that injector stim pack has the I guess it's like a finger grip hole in the middle, it feels thinner. So in my brain that says, oh, this is less of an item than, it is a less massive item than like this H here that we're looking at, which like visually is more bland, but okay, you know what? I remember this blood pool layout from, I'm trying to remember if that was map 1 or map 2 of episode 2, but alright. Handgun works. Don't have a red key. That'll get us out. You could almost get through that. Oh, I really just want to... You ever just see a gap that you really want to rub yourself against to see if you can wedge in? Mostly happens to me in Doom. It's also Skyrim. See, okay, but like this health kit thing, I don't want to... I don't want to be a jerk. But yeah, see, like if you showed me these two, I would say the injector was the less effective item here, because it looks flimsier compared to a big old chug jug over there. I mean, that actually looks like a health grenade because it's got like a thing on top and and it's like a... They also don't look like the same category of item, except for the fact that they have an H on them. You know, again, sort of having to brute force the idea that these are connected and related to health, which is a word. Well, okay, fine. Health is written there. But like, if you want to color code all the health items red and then write health in red, that's the way it is. Actually, isn't it? Oh, I don't need to be doing this. If we look at the HUD. We look at the alternative HUD. See, here, they color code your health and armor into the separate colors to sort of help you... To help you in anything? I wonder if that's actually color-coded to be like a tell by the color how much health you have left. Ooh, oh, I don't like that without. Okay, anyway, I am not using the alternative HUD. There we go. Okay. So if I remember... So I remember last time the key was over here, and then it went up out of reach as we approached it, and also opened this wall behind us. That's fine. Honestly, this... Then key, sure. What key was that? That was red key. All right, well then what's over here? The other side of this. That's just a button. Okay. That's a blue button. Wow, I could not see that from all the way down there. But yeah, that's a blue button. That's fine. So red is out this way. So we hit... See the red, it's on the wall, the clear striping, the blinking. Really call your attention to it, even though it's like... It's way up there. Like, you have to look up to see that. Like, that's like... God, what switch have you ever had to throw a switch where the down position was no lower than eye height? Oh, it did that? To add an extra guy just for a goof. You know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Alright, here's our lost souls. Who's... Okay. That is definitely a revised Kako. Because last time they just looked like weird meatball jellyfish. Jellyfish Stroganoff. And this time that thing looked mean. Oh, wow. The dark blue horns is an interesting choice. I don't have any... Listen. I might be complaining, but it looks weird, but I love it. And then this is just... Here we go. No idea what that did. I'm glad you like these, Sierra. I like making them, so it's lucky that I got people who enjoy listening. Oh. Okay, so I hit a switch. Mazel tov. The only thing I can think of that would be an obvious change is if this door was open. Yep, okay. Wait, no, that's the door we came in from. If that door was open, which it's not. Hey, is that just... I wonder if that's just false space up there, and there's no way to wrap around to back up there. The material changing on the broken off parts, that's a good touch. Wait, so we did red. Wait, so... Wait. Did that... I must have missed something outside. We hit the switch over there. That's a permanent switch. And it says there's something up there. How do we get up there? That wasn't the... Is that the way that we came in? They're saying it's not this. Alright, I guess I'm just exploring everything now. Does that make this a real door? No. Whoa! Okay, it opened these. That's hard to catch. Okay, and then blue key. Same trick. Again, I'm a fan of that, and that opened this door. Okay, that worked out. That makes sense. That's just a... Like, I don't even know if I even noticed that alcove was there when we went through the first time. Whoops. Like, I think these are just lamps, but they look way too much like the health and armor bonuses. Honestly, like that same sort of like silver case, green and red coated. I'm gonna guess we step into that. I would. I shall. Slip gates. Okay, and now this again feels familiar to what we played last time. So, Ouch! Ouch. So I learned something. When I tried to load the hashtag free lunch last time, I guess the difference in versions is so severe, so meaningful that it just says, nah, dog, that ain't this WAD. Yeah, it's got the same name. Yeah, it's got like similar layouts and stuff, but like that was a different dimension. So I'm going to have to jump us to map. See here, if this is episode 2 map. Let's check 5. See if we remember this. I don't know if I remember this. How about 4? Maybe we... You know what? Maybe... Helps it. Maybe we can do it over here. Let me just look around real quick. So this... I'd say this all feels familiar. Yeah, I guess this is... Oh yeah, I bet you we hit it. Oh, that's an untextured side because you're never supposed to be in there. This is... What is this? That's the exit. Yeah, this is the exit. Alright, so I'm going to say that we've seen this map. So, let's jump to 3. Does this feel familiar? Well, then don't let me go back in it. Show me an empty frame. I'm guessing this is a revised version, but the same layout of that map that we played like 3 times last time. Yeah, this feels so familiar. Alright, well, let's see if we can speedrun it then. That is so many dudes to put in a room on easy. And I've definitely talked that... Okay, good, we're back up to speed. I've talked at length about... What? I don't know what that was. The archaeology site. Ooh. I've talked at length at how I feel about... Oh, hello. This is different, at least. How I feel about difficulty being manipulated just through quantity of enemies. That's a plasma gun, isn't it? That's a plasma rifle. Great. Rad. Love it. I do love this. I love the kind of like hidden switch in here. Do you know the kind of work it must have taken to set back that wall just enough in the middle of that panel to get that lined up? That's a pain. That's giving me a headache just thinking about it. Yep. Oh, right. And that whole room used to be red. That's a blue key. Good. I'll take it. You know, this is different enough that I think I'm totally okay replaying it. Is this a real door? Last time this had the chainsaw in it? All right. Ooh. this... Not a thing. Okay. I hear you. I don't... I hear you. I feel you. Your noises are valid. I do not want to deal with you. That's a rocket launcher. I'm trying to tell if this chainsaw blade saw looks better. Oh, squishy. Okay, these must be battery cells then. This is all different. This is all different. You remember... Well, I at least remember hearing recently about, when they made... They set out to rebuild Super Mario World from scratch. Or from memory, rather. And they were just like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure these levels were like this. And then they just went for it and did their best. I kind of want to do that with, like, Episode 1. The Phantom Menace, yes. No. Oh. Actually, the idea of rebuilding movies as maps, like, yeah, no, you can't really necessarily do dialogue or whatever, but with the same inputs on both, was it close enough that that worked out well enough? That's so wild. Oh, that's fantastic. I want to check that out. Oh, hey, we're up here. We saw this from over there. All right, so good eye lines. This is... Not only is this like a remarkable... you know what? The first map wasn't that bad. I think the problem with the first map was more in my, like, readings and assumption about it than anything with the actual construction of it. Oops. But, why is there a tiny box up there? That makes me think that one's different. Oh, I forget. Can you rocket jump in this game to get up there? Let me see if I can cap out my health before trying that. Because you know I'm going to have to try that now, because I'm a major fool. Those are individual rockets. Okay. Sorry, they're missiles. Is this that room from the... I kind of like this split, where it is like very open air, but it's like obviously, thank you, thanks for stopping in. Oh, I thought this was going to go around to something else interesting, but this idea of like yes, there's this door, but there's this open air door, and you immediately see that it's a balcony. That makes this feel very, very open. And it's also kind of weird because it means if there were more enemies up there, we would have decent ability to clear that out before actually being able to access up there. That's... Does this work? Can I? Let me try again. Okay. Get this out of the way so it doesn't push me sideways. I'm here. Here. Okay. Nope, it's just a little box here. But I had to find out. It's the spirit of exploration. Okay, so no, if we fall down there, that's how we get back up. That's a different zone. Here we go! Found where we haven't been yet. Oh, and there's our red key, which we saw we're gonna use. Oh, and then we see that happen. Going somewhere and then having a window back to where you just were to see how it has, what's the opposite of improved? Disprove? How it has disproved in your absence? It's not the opposite of it, but it's fun for me to say. And that'll be our red key, so that's here. New rocket launcher, bunch of guys. I do like their new model. It looks less 1993 television animated feature. Animated for television. Okay, so, alright, this looks like an exit. That's... Oh, okay, you see, this level that is big level design right here. So, here's the thing, clearly telegraphing which of these is the exit. Great. Then you see over here, and so because of that little hump next to the door over there, I'm pointing at this screen like you're sitting next to me. Because of that little hump in the door over there, we would not have been able to see that platform clearly, and also there was no way to see it from this side of the room because this stood out in the way. But this is saying, hey, it's like, congratulations, you made it to the exit. Just before you go, there's a thing back there. All right, let's do it. Let's do the thing. Not hiding an open door behind a door with a switch, with a thing, with a whatever. How do I get over to here? Right? Okay, it's here. Oh, wait, we can't get here this way. Oh, we have to go that way and run across. Oh. Oh, hello. We're one of these? There. It's from all the way back there. All right. Oh, wow. Is there really Wow, yeah, okay. I didn't even notice that this is like, the shape of this room is defined of, or by two other rooms sort of like splicing against each other. Okay, and this is just up here. If we had come this way, we could see the exit. This is good. Hey, this is good. This is a good level design. Subtle things, like overall, not that complicated. It is just, it's like the first half, or the first third maybe, is the original version of this level. And then we've just rebuilt this whole end, which is like, it's still, this is where the secret exit is. Requires a yellow key. Yellow scope, have not seen that at all here. 2. Okay. Okay. That's Blinky now. That sounds like a new monster. No, that's a... Whoa, that's him. Right, okay. I forgot about the squishy. Go... Okay, go here. What's over here? Okay, this is... That's what this is. And then this is... That's nothing. Why is that nothing? That looks like an exit door. Then we go through over here, and there's different ways, but then actually up here and around to the exit. Is there like a corner over here that we didn't look in? Apparently so, but one that has a yellow key in it? If we look at over there, what do we see over there? It's going to be this way. No, yes. Wait. No? Wait. I'm looking absolutely the wrong way. Hang on. Out here, up here, over here, this way. Hey! It's up. Okay. I was like, no, I can't see anything. This is just a... It's up. Alright, confirmed. I'm a gamer. Sorry. And that's the other way you get up there. Okay, so... But can we actually get up there? See, I'm not so much a fan of this. That is a very hard door to see. Because it is camouflaged in its own texture. Like, it kind of makes sense. That's not really like a separate hallway. Like, it could be. This in here could have been, could have had like separate wall rooms. Although you want it to be this because this is the wall of the toxin bins, I guess. So, like, I get it, I guess. You know what? I'm already much satisfied with... Why? Right here, huh? Is that all you have to say for yourself? That's cool. I might... I'm not gonna rub ourselves all over every wall this time because we did enough of that last time, and I do want to get through... So I guess if there's more meat to revisions on episode 2, we're just playing through from here. So I don't think we'll get... We might be able to start episode 3, but I really doubt we're going to finish it today. Ah, the sample holding site. This is what you can expect from when you purchase your own complete building site. Oh, hello. This also doesn't feel particularly familiar, but now we're... I love how sterile this hallway feels. That's a vibe. Alright, what's this gonna do? It's gonna open those doors to a flood of monsters? This guy had a rough day. Whoa. Oh, are they like escaping? Alright. Oh, hello! Oh, you're the new Hell Knight! You don't look like a blob of yogurt anymore. I'm so happy for you. Three? 4. Okay. Whoops. Oh, and this is... side? Okay, let's do a real door. Button. Okay. And I don't think that shotgun was dangerous enough to have to store up there, but okay, fine. Oh, is this where we started? And I just didn't notice? No, we started over there, right? Yeah, we started over here, and there was like a little hallway, and we can't go back now. Oh, you can't go home again. Well, as the Gipper would say, the Gipper? Known for his constant and exuberant gipping. Teleporter? No. Are these both blue doors? No, this one's not a real door. That's... okay. Hey, my guy. I really want to crouch and go in there, but... oh, okay. Now I remember. Don't just bull rush up and through. Man, where are they all coming from? I remember that I had this. Can we... Okay, right side over there is where we started. Pain elemental with beaks. Ooh. That's cool. Alright. I'm going to try to bum rush across full speed. If that doesn't work, we're going left, because that's where there's more level to explore. Yep. Okay. I don't know. I kind of like, hey, having better designs is being better is better. I think that goes without saying because it's a tautology. But that being said, oh hey, wow, the blue key was in the starting room the whole time. Is that okay? Good. Well, I'm just gonna do that. And then blue key is over here somewhere. Cool. But better has different definitions depending on goals, right? Better means sort of achieves a result closer to the goal result, right? That's kind of your extremely like clinically generalized definition of better. Because I'm thinking of like, we played Chex Quest, we played Adventures of Square, especially Adventures of Square. And I wouldn't say that adding like more adding sprites with more rendering to Adventures of Square would have been better. Because, you know, that game was about minimalism. But, like, I do feel like, again, talking about the idea is to create a Doom equivalent experience, then, yeah, like, going, like, hitting the right level of complexity. Like, these guys, they are going with a lot of, like, bird skull motifs, right? Like, played a little too much Metroid and was just like, yeah, the Chosen were scary and cool. I should put those in my game. It's our game. It's open source, don't you know? It belongs to everybody. I just got a yellow key. I have not seen a yellow door, have I? Oh, man. Something keeps making noise. Oh, man. Oh, it's you. Oops. You're red, so we won't be going that way. How do we get over there? We have a blue key, so if it were this, then we would just be able to do it, but it's... No shoot switches over here? Okay. You know what? It's fine. Right, we can fall down anywhere. It's a balcony. Okay. We have a yellow switch. So we gotta find a place for that. Okay. Let's go through here. We leapt across here. We leapt through time over here. That's still shut. This was... Oh, we did not touch this before. Oh, I'm going to say the backpack's worth it. Whoa! That's an auto map. See, again, decent auto map. You can read what it is exactly from it, even though I'd never seen that particular version of that sprite before. Alright, that's where the red door is going to be. That's going to get us up in there. Down over there. That seems to be the place where we need to go next. Good. Sure. Sure. Nope. Well. Looking at that. Okay. We went this way, and this was this. So now we went this way, and it was that. That doesn't open from here. So I'm gonna guess it also doesn't open from here. Yep. You're telling me there's like something up there. All right, let's go this way. I really have not gone this way yet. Let's just do it. But even these imps, I think they look pretty good. I think for a Doom equivalent experience, they are a little over-rendered. Okay, I'm gonna say that's the Berserker pack then. But also if you look at like these guys, to me they look a little under-rendered to be Doom equivalent, you know? And this is a big problem with like working on long time scale projects. Like I'm not even saying like, oh, I can't believe they messed this up. It's like, no, this is a problem you run into, which, you know, often ends up being a problem which requires like specifically seeking a solution for it, which is that like as you work on it, you improve. So like the last thing you make is always going to be sort of like the most complex and ambitious that you make. It's like I'm saying, you know, started the stream talking about it. That's the first seen is last built sort of conundrum, right? But if we're saying like we can take this same theory and look at how it's applying to even just the character sprites. We're like, yeah, some of the earliest character sprites that they made look kind of goofy, looked a little chunky maybe. But then they keep adding more, and then the last ones that they add look so much better, but so much better that they don't match with the initial ones made anymore. So you go back and be like, all right, well, let's start remaking the early ones that we made, so that way, you know, we'll bring them up. But you don't bring them up to par because you're still working on it. You are still getting better at it, so you bring it up above par, and then you get into this loop of like okay, well, I restarted it, and now I've improved this one, and as I improve all the ones that I think need improving, now these feel better than the last set. So you re-improve those, and now those feel better than this set, and then you just keep getting stuck in that flip-flopping loop. So there's something to be said for at some point, not just, you know, constantly trying to do your best to this sort of like grandeur goal of like the best I could possibly do in a vacuum. But this concept of like do your best to a specific goal, right? To a specific level of to a specific target. Because like if you want to say, okay, now we have our like our new imps, then you could say like, okay, well now we have a target. Let's try and make everything match this. Which on some enemies might mean like, hey, it's like, hey, I know you made this not that long ago, or like this was the most recent thing you made, but actually now it is so good that it's not fitting anymore, right? Like we decided what our target was. The last thing you make shouldn't always become your new target. I think that's what really goofs you up on that, you know? Why is that yellow? I have a yellow key anyway, so I don't know. Okay, well, hang on a second. But yeah, sometimes you have to be like, nope, we're going to do this, and we're not just going to go ham as much as possible, as sometimes we're just like, no, actually, this time we're going to take this one, and we're going to scale it back. All right. As we're coming stairs. Hit and okay. Bad weapon to be using here. And you just be like, nah, like I could do better. This is where it needs to be. Like when you get into a mindset where that's how you're like deciding when something is done, that's I thought it was a BFG, but I was looking at it backwards. That I think that mindset usually leads to a like an ultimately fuller feeling experience, or a more cohesive experience. I don't know if I'm right on that. That's always just been my experience. I don't, you know. As soon as you say I'm gonna do my best every time, well, now you have you set a moving goalpost for yourself, and moving goalposts aren't necessarily they're great at always making you improve. Not necessarily great for creating a cohesive single product, you know? Now, here's the other part of it, which I hadn't necessarily mentioned before. Hey, this is one of the levels we peeked at earlier. So what, this is 5? Okay, well, let me save here. The whole idea was to make a, alright, and this is going to come out feeling like a dunk against open source. And I don't necessarily intend it to be that, but I think I can't argue that it is that. Because open source and the idea of anyone can contribute is sort of getting up there and saying, no, I think if every person is a cook and also in the kitchen, that's the way you get the best stuff. Which, the fact that I can paraphrase that adage and you understand the relationship just goes to show, like, man, you are really flying in the face of, you know, very long held conventional wisdom with that, aren't you? Aren't you? Oh, yes you are. Yes you are. Where did that voice come from? And like I love the idea of it. It's kind of the same thing, right? It's kind of like saying, hey, at that point you're saying, like, it's kind of also the same problem I was just talking about, because now you're saying, like, hey, we're going to make this thing the best by allowing everybody to participate. So what you end up is, I guess theoretically the idea is, like, everyone will take the piece that they are best at and do their best at it, and what you end up with is every piece is its best. And, like, yes, but in very compartmentalized kind of ways. Because my best and your best are going to be very different. Yeah, I mean, even looking at, you know, these, you know, for the sake of argument, let's say I have any clue what I'm talking about when it comes to level design, which is, you know, is sort of the premise of this series, but, you know, jury is still out. But so, like, you know, if you and I are both working on maps, or like if even if I joined this project to say, oh, you know, I can work on the maps, well, here's what we're gonna get. If I am working on it with other mappers, then yeah, we are all going to have different levels of ability and, you know, different feelings and different levels that are better at different things. Like, some are going to be better decorated, some are going to have more interesting flow, and it might, you know, on average rank good, but it is going to feel disjointed. That's sort of the gestalt part of it, is this disjointed and gestalt are antitheses of each other. Does that sound like words that construct a real full sentence? Wow. Oh. What? Okay. Oh. Got him. Not a real door, though. Okay. Man, it's like... What is this? Fortress 31. Okay. Well, clearly I have to hit this. And maybe do this now. No, probably not this. I don't know where or why I am right now. Like, I think a lot of these look good. Like, oh, this is clearly like that's like a guard booth Overwatch of this main security hallway. Oh, hey, these doors opened. It's like, cool, security hallway. Makes sense. Totally reads. But also, I don't know where this is. This is just a very green pool over here. Sure. That did that? Without the key? Oh, that did that without a key. Wait, what? Okay, that's going to take something else down. It's going to take something else down. All right, there's a key. It's right there. I just want to... Gimme. What's the debug command for longer arms? What did the debug command for longer arms be? Because it would be about changing the dimensions of your hitbox. I think that would be something that is defined like in the decorate code for DooM? Maybe? But yeah, like if I join, my best is not going to match another mapper's best. They might still both be good, but they're not going to be the same level of good. They're not going to be the same sort of balance of good, if you want to say like a map is good, if the art is good, if the gameplay flow is good, if the like detail work is good, if the, you know, there's like different ways to be good. Oh wow, this is elaborate. Okay, maybe I want to go this way. Yeah, okay, wait, I remember this from earlier. This is still closed though. Okay, well, okay. Go that way. And so like that ends up being tough because that's saying it's like, well, okay, you two are both good, but you're not the same good as each other. So if you try to split this task, it's going to make the results of this task feel disjointed. All right. So maybe let's say ideally you say, here's one person who's good at mapping, and you're just going to do the mapping. Or, you know, you want to break it down and be like, okay, this is the person who's going to sort of gray box the gameplay of the maps. Here's the person who's going to come in and, like, rebuild those to have like detail and interesting architecture, and then this third person is going to come in and do all of the texturing on it. That could go pretty well. And then as long as like the same person is in charge of each of those like steps in the process, then on each of them, those parts of it should. This is back at the beginning of the level. Oh my god, I'm so lost. This is a cool map. It's confusing, and this map feels sturdy between like the textures and like the way it's got these pillars everywhere and these solid metal frame, like the use of like texture materials, and this is really, it's confusing to go through, but I feel like that's actually a part of it. It feels like a dense, winding on itself kind of fortress, sort of the density that comes with spiraling around yourself, like a snail shell or an armadillo, something like that. So but where was I? The point is, like, there are ways to be like, okay, so if we're going to do this, let's not split any tasks, right? But then the question is, the question, or is this, I did not have, I don't know if you could tell, but I did not have these thoughts fully prepared. I just sort of jumped into this idea. I'm working it out as we go along, folks. Live demo. But this idea of being like, okay, so we're not dividing it by like individual objectives. It's not like we can, if we have 10 levels, we can bring in 10 people to work on each level and then get them done in the time it would take to build one level. Like, you know, we can't just throw man hours at the problem, right? Because like you can, but you get something disjointed, and I feel like disjointed can be the goal. I feel like rarely it is. Like when we did the when we were looking at like the Japanese community pack or something, right? Like something like that. I think absolutely the idea of getting a somewhat disjointed experience that really shows off different styles of creation from different creators. Like, I think that's totally intentional and even, you know, welcome at that point. But, you know, that then is a very specific case where disjointed is sort of welcome and sort of accounted for, you know? And even then, you know, you're saying, okay, well, we're bringing all these people so that the maps, sort of their connection between them is disjointed, but it's not like we're building whole new sprite packs and monsters for each level. It's not, we're not like, it's, you know, it's like an experiment. You have, here is the control, here's the part that stays the same between all the things, and then here's the variable, the thing that changes between all of the entries. And it's just like, okay, like that's the thing. It's just like, okay, everything about Doom has been put in the control group except for the map design, and that's the thing that we've given to a bunch of people, and so this one tiny piece is disjointed while the rest is controlled for, right? Oh no, that's what brought this down. Oh, I have no idea when this opened, but I'm glad to have this. Isn't the thing right there? No, I have no idea where I am. Might be a me problem. Oh, I have a blue key. There's a blue door. Okay, how do we get over there? Is that just a door that I just haven't gone through yet? I could believe it. No. There. Is that the blue door I'm looking at? It is. So how do we get out here? Okay, so there's a door over here. So apparently not this way. And it's going to be Rue over there is the other way. But this is totally locked. Yeah, you know, I can't argue that. The idea of just this being like the idea that this is more like this isn't, You see, I'm kind of mixed on that though, because I feel like if you just wanted to make a foundation that was like, we're replacing all the sort of copyrighted parts to whoa, wait, what? Okay, now, wow, I came through here backwards, so I didn't see that at all. And also, that started on, so we're turning everything off. That's, if I saw that and skipped it, well, first of all, it's because it was a long time ago, and I forgot that there was a switch with a key requirement, but also it was already on, and usually you're turning things on in these maps as part of the, like, oh, this is what they were containing, the whatever has happened out here. Cool. That's cool, actually. If you just wanted to create like a baseline, here's all the things that, you know, are needed for these other free things, we're just gonna, you know, slather that in. I might regret that choice of words. Oh yeah, now we're getting really gross on this side. All right. Well, I want to go there if you're telling me not to. Yeah. Oh god, how much map is there here? This map might be overstaying its welcome a little bit now. Like, again, not a bad map, but like, make this part of like a 3 map set, not part of an 8 map set that comes in a set of 4. Like, you know, you did not have to build full maps at that point. At that point, all you had to do was like be like, hey, this is the placeholder map for E1M3, so that the ZDoom doesn't complain, and done. Copy and paste that. Done every time, you know. But so the fact that they set out to be like, all right, well, here's maps, here's this, here's that. It's like, here's what we're doing. It's like, okay, no, you have now, through your actions, made clear your intent, you know? And so at that point, I feel it is not improper to judge it on such, right? Right. But like, I wonder if this is how we get to the does this one work? Nope. If this is how we get to the like the health pack problem I was bringing up before, because we're saying like, oh yeah, we are. I don't even know where I want to go. God, there's so. Oh, I can get into that castle now. Please tell me I can just. Okay, the door's just open. Okay, good. I feel better. Now I can approach this from a place I already know about and sort of continue building my map, not start building a second map and then trying to force a recognition of their connection point later on. What was the point I was trying to get to about too many cooks? Oh yeah, so like talking about like, I don't know how this work is broken up in, you know, in the GitHub or whatever, but like when but like, yeah, if you want to, depending on how you split things up by task, you know, or right, that's where I was saying, like, okay, so you could split it up by task, meaning like you're going to do map flow design, you're going to do map texturing, you're going to do you know, you're going to do sprite work, you're going to do this. Like, at that point it becomes a question, like, that can work, but then it becomes a question of how many distinct tasks can you break the project down into, because if you're only going to keep it one person per task, then at some point all of those roles, oh, I'm losing, I need tea or something, my mouth is losing it. At some point you're going to run out of tasks for people to take over, right? If the idea is like, well, you know, we'll keep going as long as we're not, we've been out there? Where is that? Sure. Like, you can keep adding people as long as you're not splitting a task, right? And you could do that for a while. Let's talk about like, okay, well, we have sound, well, we have gun sounds, we have music, we have this, we have that. There's a lot of a project as ambitious as this one is. There is a lot of room for that. But I'm wondering if this was a problem with like, the pickup sprites, and like comparing the and again, me being weird about it, but talking about like, oh, the non-interactable lamps look too much like the pick-upable armor kits, or like it's like, hey, these seem disjointed in a way that they had to brute force the fact that they're related to each other by putting text on them. Like, I'm curious how much of that is a result of the sort of open source ideology. That's I'm not necessarily complaining about FreeDoom. What I'm at this point actually just sort of like questioning is the sort of like ability for open source projects to hold consistent project wide themings, because it is like saying like, hey, and like, because real open source is like, hey, anyone can call themselves a cook and put their hand in the pot, and that's like at some point it's like, okay, well, no, now we're going to talk about, well, then we get into a fork where it's just like, okay, well, now we were looking for one good meal, but actually we have like 80 slightly different, maybe mediocre meals, so that loses the idea of everyone contributes their best work to the same pot to make the best pot. That sort of cancels out that idea. Or we get into this idea of like, oh, people sort of thinking that they're doing a good job, or people doing their best, but it's not a best that matches the existing work. So even though it may be an improvement, it may have, in improving it, made the whole feel more disjointed. Right, and exactly, at some point the idea breaks down, and it's just like, it's like, well, open source is a great idea, but at some point a open source sort of makes sticking to the like ideologies of open source actually makes it impossible to have like exactly like a lead director or somebody who is a task that is I just did a loop. How did I do that? Letting one people be in charge of something to ensure its consistency, and it just sort of encourages disjointed projects at that point. It's just like, do I have to look at League of Legends? I have not looked at it in a long time. That wasn't the end of the level. Oh, just this drop, and it's like, no, we're gonna get more and more goopy about this. Okay, good. And like, a finished project is better than a finished project that's disjointed is better than an unfinished project that's perfect, So this is also just sort of like I don't want to say the corruption of man. Wait, M9? Is this a secret? Did I hit a secret level? Wait. Or did something go wonky? And I mean, I love the idea that this location is called the corruption of man. I love that. Don't get me wrong. I remember this. I remember you. You looked lumpier last time. Oh, you want to have this fight? I think I'm winning because I'm not in a cage. Yep, no, I remember that. Oh, but this time you open the door, they moved the teleport. It used to be when you hit it, it teleported you. But this time the door opens first to set off the worms. Oh, slight adjustments. Yeah, I listen, everything's got a good solution. I'm glad this exists. I'm glad it's being worked on. But it definitely, I struggle with it because I look at it and going like, oh, this map could use help. But you can't just fix the one. And I don't feel like I would be... I don't feel like I would be sort of... I don't think I'd be able to fix the one and then let the others be, and I also don't have the sort of bandwidth in my life right now to be like, actually, I'm going to take on the job of reworking all of these to be consistent. It's just like, yeah, that would be the way to do it. Have one person run a final pass to sort of... Have a person come up to run a consistency pass. Or, you know, there is sort of an in-between of saying, like, oh, that's a new icon, too. I like the look of that one. I don't know which power-up it's supposed to be. I'm gonna get some visibility, because it looks kind of like the... It's kind of like a triple eye. The Sharingan? I said it. I just showed my weeb right there. But, like, you could have, like, you know, a thing to do is to, or even in having a consistency pass, be like, hey, anybody can submit whatever they want, but there is going to be like a judge at the end of the process to pick what's actually going to make it and go in. And oh god, this is that Dark Crusher room that we ran through last time, and now it's different. Well, huh. I'm gonna guess, follow these. Oh! Okay. Okay. Ow! And then it throws you into the crush. Ow! Ow! Hey! What the? What the? Oh god, where was I saved? What the heck? Yeah, but if I mess up on the other one, it would have thrown me into the non-crushing central pillar. Hey everybody. How you doing? How about the Mets? Oh, please tell me this is the start of this level. Yeah, okay. I'll deal. So I'm gonna hit this and then back up. Now, who cares? Now I'll just go in here and take that. Yeah, it just blinks you forward about 5 feet. All right. Cool. I don't even need anything in here. Oh no, I think you need to do that room to open that. Okay, that's fine. I mean, yeah, I hope it's clear. I would consider like working on a project like this, but clearly I have issues with it philosophically. Oh. Ah. That still took way more health and hits than I feel like it should have. I'm not sure I would consider that gambit having paid off. It's okay, I haven't needed health like anywhere else yet, so I'm sure there's enough around. Okay, save here. Shoot. Give me. Okay, save here. Yeah, what about... No, how do I... You're gone. Okay. Okay. So what is... Because I look at it and say, that's the closest dot to me. And it's not. Okay, what's over here? Nothing. It's going to be this one. Okay, so now that I'm just looking at this... God, yeah, that's what it was, wasn't it? Because you come over here, and you have to take this loop around. And there's no way to get out of that crusher. So why do they even have open doors around that crusher? And why even do the thing on the floor when clearly this is kind of the only way to achieve this effect? I wish I had like the mighty boot and could just kick them into the warp field and watch them get crushed. God, and I have to walk back too, huh? Unfortunate. Not hide a switch in with the monster spawns, huh? Alright. That would have shortcutted us back? No, that'd be... I mean, okay, if I'm trying to have a semblance of positivity here. The disjointedness in the sort of design quality. All right, Maverick, thanks for hanging out. So it's always fun to have people hanging out, whether they're chatting or lurking. Always appreciated. The having the mixed quality of levels means that if you have a level that's kind of a bummer, don't worry about it. A real good one might just be right around the corner. You can't have valleys without peaks. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it feels like it should be on a poster with like a picture of a deer on it. Hey, what did I pick up? I did pick up the yellow key. I thought it was a blue key for some reason. Honestly, I really appreciate this as an exercise in like studying, recognizing revisions. I think I'm finding looking at the improvements since the last version we looked at is fun all on its own. Hey, wait. You didn't start in this room, did you? You flew in from the coast, and boy, are your brains tired. Now that's me. Hey, I remember that wall. Like, that's kind of the thing. I mean, I guess it's the thing, right? The idea of if it's an open source project, and all right, this is where my knowledge of like the operation of, there we go, little yelly boy. I like how him yell. This is where my knowledge of like functional operations of open source project fails me. But like, if you could have a project, and I don't think it could have, like, the project as a whole probably could not have a lead artist designer who's like making decisions and, you know, making decisions and possibly like altering and conforming the work of other contributors. But I think a fork of the project could, right? Because then it's just like, hey, in this fork, this is how we handle this issue, which is by having a lead artist. But like, nothing says that somebody else couldn't like make their own fork with their own lead artist, and then again you kind of end up in like the self-defeating issue of like, yeah, okay, we, you know, the point of the open source was that, yeah, we'll all work on it together and we'll all bring our best pieces, and then in the end we'll have one good thing. It's like, yeah, no, what you've done is that is, wow, in a very computer sciencey way, that is idealistic and works on paper in a way that completely like underestimates the pettiness of most humans, and sort of like a, I don't even want to call it like a greediness, but just like the line between a person who considers himself good enough that they would why do I have the red key again? Wait, why was the red key here again? Wait, was it actually, wait, I got the red key, the red skeleton key twice on this level. Oh, is that broken? Wait, I don't think that's supposed to be the, oh no. Okay, wait, this is a red door. Wait, why did we get it twice? Listen, that's an oversight. It happens. I assume, unless I'm misunderstanding something, I'm willing to believe that. I remember this area of the level. I think it has better textures than it did at that time. I also remember not understanding my way around it. Oh, look at that little guy. Ow, what? Jerk hiding behind a little guy. This is just to that side, right? Okay, well, alright. This is going to have bulks in it. That's our blue key. Oh, right. It's these boys. This opens... That opens this. Which now Traverse to get out of here. Stop being. I'm using up so much health on these fools. I'm saving ammo, but I'm wasting health, and there's way more ammo on these maps than health, so I'm doing it wrong. Okay, then what's on this side? Anyway. Okay, now I got the blue skull key. How about I don't touch that? Because I remember that not being useful. I remember it being more confusing. Okay, yep. Wait, was this the ending of... This might have been the final map of the last one. Because we did jump ahead and do the final map. Was it this one? Did they have some sort of goof 'em up where they made map 8 the secret map, and they made map 9 the finale of the episode because of reasons? Oh, right. This one here. And lower it twice, we're good. Uh-oh. And it puts up here. Now it looks like a smiley face. It's like, hey. Is that it? Oh, sorry. We have to go to the trepidation site. Wait, what? I mean, my memory is probably bad enough that I'd be easily able to forget things we did last week. Nearly identical things we did last week. Oh, hey. Oh, cool. No, right. Wasn't there like a big weird guy up some steps, and that's who we fought at the end last week? So did I accidentally take the secret exit? Did I not realize I was working hard? No, I'm usually super aware when I'm working hard. Very lazy, after all. Good, like, ominous music. Yep, gonna go that way. Yeah, please.
Anything else?
No, I've actually been I'm leaning into the mic because I'm still recording. I've actually been thinking about pizza for the last couple of nights, so I would love some pizza.
Okay, you want anything else other than pizza?
Thank you very much. Hey. Now you know our lunch plans. Lunch plans? Dinner plans. What time is it? My lunch. It's everybody else's dinner. That's fine. Hey, how hard did I get while I wasn't looking at the screen? We might. Okay. Oh, exit. I should go to the exit. Um, people have trouble working together. Like, oh, who left their puffy red jacket over here? Like, I am definitely in that camp of like, oh, humans were never meant to know as many people as we are able to know in the modern era. And just like okay, if you have a project and you have like one person who feels like the leader and a couple of people who feel like they're good at what they do, then you can get them together and they can do their thing. But as soon as you get to a point where it's just like, actually, we have a bunch of people who all feel like that, yep, okay, evade that, we're just over here now. You know what? That would be interesting to make a map that was just like one set, but then just retexture it and dress it differently to make it feel to make it feel different, to make it feel like a teleported version. Or is that exactly what we're looking at and I just haven't been paying enough attention to realize it? Okay, but man, think back with me a second ago. The way that exit door was, so blocked, which let's say purposefully, because this map was purpose built. This is a project where people were making a map, and then they were still like, actually, we need to put extra arrows on the floor to, let people know that there's a door behind this big thing because we blocked the door visually. It's just like, couldn't you have just moved the big thing? It didn't seem like it was doing much there except blocking sides of the door and forcing you to put arrows. Like, really? I don't quite understand your decision process. God, now that I know that pizza will be coming eventually, yeah, I am super hungry. Uh-oh. Oh, who left the blood fountains on? Okay, but what armor do I have? Do I have the green or was I still on the red? Because the red is better. The red is blue, and the blue is better. I do love the way that this feels just like... It feels like a different time period all of a sudden. That's great. It's a great effect. Well, I guess we're dropping down there. Hey, buddy. Huh. He said the money was buried under a giant plus. And this is where we started. Wait, did we get anything out of that? Or is that just like a vision of things yet to come? Things that will be or things that only might be? I want to get up there. Not for any particular reason. Okay. Okay. I don't think I've... This room feels very busy. This room feels very busy because it's... Let's see here. Why does it feel very busy? Because it feels like a big open room with a bunch of it doesn't even feel like you have. Okay, this is a really interesting one to look at. I feel like we haven't had one this interesting in a while. So, what we're seeing here is pretty much every object is partially blocking the object behind it. So, most of the time this is through heights, but it's also through the holes in the gate there, right? So you look at it and I accidentally stretched my back and it feels really good. Oh man. Oh, this is where we're at. Oh, thank you. Oh gosh. Alrighty. But we have, so right here in front of us, we have the crates. We see the wall behind it. The crates are partially blocking the gate. The gate is partially blocking whatever's inside the gate, which just looks like some pillars. But the pillars have cut-ins to it, which makes them look more complicated than just single tall pillars. The pillars are blocking the far wall. The gate is blocking the far wall. The gate is partially blocking the doorway. The doorway is partially blocking the crates and the far wall of the other room. So there's nothing particularly complex in here. It's a pile of crates, it's a couple of pillars inside of a fence, and there's a doorway to a similar area. But this room feels so... Oh, and you can see the tiny bit of the cutout on the wall, which is still just a wall, but it is like a color separation. It is a break. It feels like a knot. It feels like a level of detail. Overall, this room is pretty simple. It's just a couple of pillars inside of a fenced area, inside of a room. But the specific angle that we're coming at it from, everything is partially blocked. So it's like we're seeing a lot, and we're also like, simultaneously our vision is blocked and there are a lot of things in our vision. So it's like we see that there's a lot and we see none of it clearly, and that goes burpee. That goes a long way to making it feel like this is a very sort of complex and crowded room, even though it's really not hard to wrap your mind around it at all. That's interesting. Also the fact that the way that it's like, this is really sort of like the big length of the room is this end to this end. But having this overhead splits it in half and makes it feel like two separate rooms. See, here's where I get in trouble. I never have a sense for when to use something like a overhead split like this, when to make it a big doorway for... See, here's the thing. They made this divider a doorway for, as far as I can tell, no particular reason other than complexity. Maybe to kind of to hide what's back here. I mean, that's kind of... I'll talk about it in a second. But like, to my mind, there's kind of a reason, but it is like a secondary reason, like the visual complexity added by turning this into an archway, into a doorway, feels like a value add kind of thing. Like, I don't think there is like a primary reason to do this. The biggest reason there is a secondary reason. Does that make sense? The way that, like, in my mind, the primary reason is not just the biggest reason. A primary reason is like the biggest reason that is of sufficient monumentality on its own. Where am I pulling these words from today? Gosh. So like, I would never think to do something like this because like I don't see a large purpose for it. It is just kind of there. It adds something to it for sure, but like I don't think this would necessarily suffer for not having it. And it's just like, if it was missing, it would be like, yeah, a primary purpose is a purpose that fills a need, where a secondary purpose is like a bonus on top of that. Maybe that's what the definition is. So like if this was needed, I would think, oh, I'll put this because right now what's missing is something that blocks this or does this. It'll fulfill a need. But this one, like, it adds something, but it is auxiliary. It adds something that was not necessary. So it's like, oh, that's good. And like, it doesn't hurt anything to have it here. It's not like it's making it too busy or anything. I'm talking for this long about one archway, about one doorway. It's not hurting anything by being here, so it's only a positive add. But it is like a I would not think of it because it was not necessary. There's something what was the phrasing? I remember originally hearing it talking about like diet pills, or like other like weight loss gadgets. They always say like, oh yes, no, this thing helps you to lose weight only when combined with diet and exercise. And so what you look at there is like, okay, so if you don't have diet and exercise, this doesn't work. If you have diet and exercise, they work together. But also, here's the thing that we know about diet and exercise. They work on their own. So it's like, okay, if you have this, it works. If you have both, it works. And if you take away this one, it doesn't work. So logically, doesn't that mean this is doing nothing? Like, maybe it'll add a little bit when combined, but it's like this thing is neither a requirement nor sufficient. It doesn't work on its own, and the other thing works without it. You know? I have trouble thinking of these. It's like, oh, we need something? This is required. No problem. I can get there. But something else that is just like, we could just add it and it might help and it won't hurt. My brain like just does not come up with those. It's weird. You know, maybe it's not weird. It is. It's me. Here, this is the box I was talking about. See, I feel like this is just a box. Although now that I'm looking at it, and after everything I just said about this room and about how like it is a simple room that is feeling complex, that is exactly what we have here. Because we look at this angle, and this is, if anything, the only reason the box is there is to partially block that doorway to make it feel like more complex and whatever. And here's the thing, it's just like, oh, like, so your exit sign wasn't sufficient, which is why you had to like put these to like brute force, hey, the exit's over here. And like these feel really like bolted on. I would have maybe like put a sign right here next to it, so that way the sign that said exit was open, the doorway itself was partially obstructed, and then you wouldn't need these bolt-on things. You know, like you could just put like a lamp here if you wanted to add visual noise. But yeah, this box is really serving no purpose other than to cut up the space and block your view of the doorway. That's the only reason it's there. That's weird. That's curious. All right. Do I just hit this again? Yes, that was just a detour. Okay. The quarantine visit. What map are we on now? Now we're on map 7. Why are we rolling backwards? What the heck is going on here? We did 6, 9, 8, 7, right? If this like loops around and 6 is back in 1 at the end, I'm gonna go eat pizza. Let's be real. I'm gonna do that even I'm gonna do that regardless. All right. I love this face. It's very subdued, and it's not like it's horned. It's not like angry. It doesn't really have eyebrows. It looks kind of old. It looks like it's just going. No. Oh my god. The gag is happening again. Not Boris Karloff. Not Charlie Chaplin, the other one. Charlie Chaplin? Charlie Chapman. Which one? Wait, which one? Uh-oh. Buster Keaton. Thank you. Nobody said that. I'm thanking my own brain for finally working. Oh, what if we had some stuff? Well, that's just rude of you to show it to me and not let me get to it. Okay. I am a fan of these little, like, parkour secrets. Where, like, yeah, nothing actually stops you from getting to it. But you do have to, like, kind of be careful. You kind of have to, like, wedge yourself around slight edges to get there. I only played, like, 3 levels of Serious Sam 3? But that was actually my favorite thing about it, is that, like, there were a bunch of intentional secrets that were, like, designed around secrets that were designed around just like jumping off this one crate onto the fine edge of a fence onto a windowsill, and like none of them look like the rest of the navigable space. It looked like you were sort of Skyrimming around props and just like abusing hitboxes. But then every time you would do that stuff, it was just like, yeah, no. And then you get up here, and here's like, and it did the Doom thing, and it's just like, hey, you found a secret area. Here's a med kit, and it's just like, oh, you like saw me coming doing this nonsense physics abuse navigation. Oh, well, now I'm going to try to do that everywhere. It rewarded me for it. Rewards encourage. Ow. Wait. If that's like that, then we've been here already. Oh, I have a blue key. Where'd I get a blue key? Okay, listen. I don't know if it's just these levels or just the pace at which I'm going through them, because, you know, I'm streaming, and let's say I'm about a third asleep. That's pretty good for a normal day for me. I feel like getting keys has not felt particularly momentous. Like maybe that's just the way that my brain works. Well, I feel like I was talking about this. God, was this last week or was this? This must have been last week, because I don't think I would have talked about it during any other stream. But getting for a game like Doom, getting a key, ooh, that's a good shot. Getting a key is like the pretty equivalent to like getting an ability or a new tool in Zelda or Metroid, where like, oh come on, where like you're probably finding locked doors all along, and like maybe some of them are big and like obvious. This is like the major pathway to the next chapter of the level or whatever, and like, yeah, no, totally, I buy that. Oh, if this is like the final boss encounter, I wonder if they took out that guy, you know, big boy. Remember how there was a big boy at the end? All right. 2, we're doing this again. All right. Oh, is there a big boy here? Nope, that means there's a teleporter. Okay. And so, like, yeah, a door can be big and cool and can be like, oh, obviously this is the way to go. But really, it is the key that is a momentous occasion to be like, oh, this is finally going to let us do that. That is like the reveal. That is the jump in power is obtaining the key that lets you go through the door. So really, like, getting, like, the key should be on a pedestal, not the door. The door, like, once the door is handled, it'll be handled. And finding a locked door. Okay, tier list. Finding a locked door. Let's call that C tier. Going through a locked door, finally? I think that's like B tier at best. Getting the key that'll let you unlock that door, that's like S tier. You know, that's what I'm talking about here. I don't think there's any reason for that. Oh, there wasn't a fight. What? How many? Wait, did we go 9, 7, 6, 8? I thought we... All right. Yes, and now we drop down and he's there and it's basically this again. Wait, what's this one called? This is a containment cell. I do like the narrative that is basically being told by these levels of, like, you are basically like, hey, stuff out here has gone bad for sure. But basically you are like breaking your way into fight the big boss. Like, it's like, oh no, things went bad. It was handled more than you might have expected. Like, they did manage to, like, ouch. They did manage to, like, quarantine, isolate, whatever. They did manage to, like, lock the bad thing in here. But it's still here, and now we're going through it. Okay, this is hard because they put rockets that you need to dance around on a guy who is in a straight line. How about I wake him up there? And we go through here, and that opens that. I'll make him chase me out here. Can he fit through those doors? Is he even going to try to fit through those doors? I feel like this has been retextured a little bit. I swear this is the exact same final level, though. Ouch. This is video games, ladies and gentlemen. They call it the 360-24. Never stop circle strafing. The massive brutes collapse onto the ground. They fall apart bit by bit. Unfortunately, there was no ship here either. The labs have bizarre technology, though, like this one. A huge teleporter machine set for a place called Horizon? You never heard of such a thing before. Maybe it's another AGM facility, meaning there could be a ship on the other side. Sounds like a good plan. Or at least, as good as it gets. Next stop, Horizon. Yay, that's... Oh, I guess... Wow, on Harder there's like 2 of them? Man. Okay, that's the actual FreeDoom episode 2. We've done it. We've made it. Oops. Okay, so is my mouse is still acting a fool. That's okay. I have everything mapped to keys. Hotkeys are your friend. Hey folks. Thanks for joining me today. I know this was kind of you know, I thought we were going to breeze through it because I was like, oh, you know, it's going to be different, but it's ground that we've, you know, tread before, and why would we want to do that? But I'll tell you what, I actually really liked looking at it as and being able to like make the comparisons of the revisions and talk about um how sometimes what you think is better is kind of a downgrade or kind of a side grade, and I was not expecting to talk that much about like inherent philosophical flaws to or inherent flaws and like mutually exclusive traits inherent to uh the open source philosophies. I was not expecting to get on that, but I feel like I've gained a better understanding about my own thoughts on that topic as we go through. Yes, exactly, Sierra. And also like now we know this is done, and let's see here. There are so this is in the style of Ultimate Doom, where there are 4 episodes, not the original Doom release 3 episodes. So that's cool. um that's cool, that's cool. We got those to look for. I don't know, I'll be honest. In my original thought, I was also thinking, oh, we'll finish 2 and then try and push through 3, because I thought that would be the end of FreeDoom 1. I forgot that this is 4 episodes and not 3. Um, so maybe we'll take a break from this next week. We'll look at something else, and then we'll save the last 2 and then the whole of FreeDoom 2 for even later times in the future. Um, Speaking of taking a break from this, hey, can I tell you, um, Doom is very close to me. I played a lot of Doom as a kid growing up. This was a game that I got my hands on very early in my life at very formative times. You know, like that age where like you don't even realize formative things are happening to you, and then later you go back and you go like, oh, this is where I get all of my this is where I get a lot of my traits from, isn't it? Um, Doom was that for me. Around the same time, uh, I did not realize that this was Doom and Heretic was 94 alongside Doom 2. I did not realize that. Like, I guess in my mind I always look at this like, okay, you do Doom and then you do Doom 2, and then we need to change it, and that's Heretic, and then Hexen goes off from there. I did not realize that it was like Doom 1 forked into more Doom, which is Doom 2, and Heretic, which is let's do something a bit different. Something kind of the same but kind of different. So I was playing some Heretic last night because that was a game that I grew up with, when it was the contemporary. No. I don't know what words mean. I was playing that around the time it was new without even realizing it, and okay, maybe not that soon, but like that was a game that I played early at the same time I was playing these games, and I was just like, I don't like it so much. It's fantasy, but like now that my brain can handle complex ideas like context, going back and looking at Heretic and a little bit Hexen, and just realizing this is a modified Doom engine, and it is basically the same, but again, basically the same, but looking at the little changes and seeing, if there are and what are, if there are any like massive changes that come from little changes, massive changes that are the results of little changes, like that's cool. And Heretic and Hexen might whip in a way that just like they never clicked for me as a kid, because I was just like, oh, I like the shotgun more than the glowy hands, which like, maybe I was an idiot kid. I'm an idiot now, so it tracks that probably would not have changed over time. But in the context of Heretic, it's a modified Doom, and how do we use the tool that was built for Doom to do like interesting things like in a fantasy setting, and just like, represent different like architectural styles and different, enemy types and everything going on there. Like, it's really interesting to me. So I'm not saying we'll do that next week, I am saying it is pretty high on my priority list now to at some point check out Heretic and Hexen, because that was something that I had touched a very long time ago and gave it a pass, but now with context and wisdom of years, uh, I have a real I have a real urge to check it out now because that might be super interesting. But that's all for another time. I'll pick that. I'll pick what we're doing sometime off camera on another day. Thank you all for joining me. I have fun doing these streams. I hope you all enjoy watching. It's always a pleasure to have people come out and hang out with me while we're doing this. If you're still like new to this, haven't been able to check out, this is probably a decent place to remind you that these are all archived on YouTube. If you check below the Twitch player, or like anywhere on my Twitter. And we are coming up on having like 2 full years worth of me doing these videos, and that's ridiculous. But cool. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of all of this garbage that I've put a lot of effort into. You got to be proud of something. It's good for the soul. And I think that's it. Until next time, go get vaccinated. If you are vaccinated, go get your boosters. Mine's scheduled on Thursday, and I'm very tempted to do what I did after.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow as of time of recording. I'm tempted to do tomorrow then what I did after I originally got my first and second doses, which a bonus stream of me playing Rocket League after my vaccination, so you can just see like, okay, am I going to die immediately? Am I going to get sick, or am I going to be fine? Just to be like, no, I'll probably be fine. Here's what you can, if you're on the fence, here's me showing you like, no, I'm totally fine and healthy and active without it. I have not played Rocket League in a while though. I haven't played Fortnite lately. Oh no, I just put that thought out into the universe. Guess it's gotta happen now. Get vaccinated, get your booster. If you're unable to get those right now for whatever reason, stay home as much as possible. Self-isolation is the best, most reliable way to stop spread. Like technically it stops spread better than vaccinations. Vaccinations keep you from getting sick. They don't necessarily stop you from catching it. If you do have to go out, wear a mask. Your mask protects others. Their mask protects you. Wash your hands. That's just good hygiene anyway. Raise the voices of the oppressed who are unable to speak for themselves. Learn to recognize the difference between people who are actually being victimized and people who are just claiming to be the victims. And I will say, for the record, it is possible for people to be shitty to each other and both be victims. But let's be real. You're actually we're trying to punish the people who are acting with malice and support and rewards the people who are acting with kindness. That's actually like my rule of thumb, trying to figure those out. Neutrality doesn't exist. Neutrality always sides with the oppressors. And the rule that underlines the rest of these rules is take care of one another. I'll see you next week. Is this the key that takes me out?